इवनिंग एवरीवन, शुभ संध्या। आप सभी को मालूम है ये DSHF वेबिनार सीरीज का ये दूसरा टॉक है। आज के हमारे स्पीकर डॉक्टर ब्रह्म सिंह सर हैं जो पद्म श्री अवार्ड से सम्मानित हैं, और आज के कार्यक्रम को मॉडरेट करेंगे डॉक्टर प्रीतम कालिया सर जो रफी अहमद किडवई अवार्ड से सम्मानित है। मैं डॉक्टर प्रीतम कालिया सर से कहूँगा कि वो आगे की कार्रवाई शुरू करें। थैंक यू सो मच। प्रीतम कालिया सर।
थैंक यू शिव जी, धन्यवाद। It's indeed a pleasure for me to introduce Professor Brahma Singh ji, who is a well-known vegetable scientist of the country. Professor Brahma Singh is Padam Shri Awardee. He had his preliminary education of agriculture for graduation and masters from GV Pantnagar University at Pantnagar. And beyond that, he had his PhD from Indian Agriculture Research Institute, New Delhi. Professor Singh has served as assistant professor at Haryana Agriculture University, Hisar. He has been scientist and director of various institutes of DRDO. Professor Singh is fellow of various national academies and societies, professional societies of the country. To name a few, he is the fellow of National Academy of Agricultural Sciences and National Academy of Biological Sciences, Indian Academy of Horticulture Sciences, Indian Society of Vegetable Sciences, Association of Food Scientists and Technologists of India, Biomed Society of India, International Society of Non-Science, and Honorary Fellow of Indian Society of Agricultural Engineers. Besides, Professor Singh is the founder chairman of Professor Brahma Singh Horticulture Foundation, Delhi. Professor Singh is also founder president of Indian Society of Protected Cultivation based at New Delhi. Professor Singh is a recipient of Lifetime Achievements Award for several academic institutions and organizations. Besides this, Dr. Singh's contributions are very many. He is known for greening Leh Valley of the country, which is also now known as Ladakh UT. And he has been mainly responsible for cultivation of almost all the vegetables by developing innovative protected production technologies. It is considered prior to that impossible earlier because of harsh climate and lack of power source there. And he has been active in harnessing solar thermal energy in an innovative way for production of unknown vegetables, which has become possible, which is a distinct contribution that he has made for Ladakh region, as a result benefiting defense forces which are deployed there, and also the local tribal farmers are now being benefited from his contributions. Besides that, the sea buckthorn, which is naturally growing there before that also, but Professor Singh has been instrumental in identifying, looking at this plant, which is a golden bush in cold desert area of India and is a storehouse of nutrition. Professor Singh has been architect in commercialization of Leh berry beverage, which is made out of the pulp of sea buckthorn, and this is considered to be his remarkable contribution to that region, opening up the industrial aspect of the crop. And this has also been recognized and mentioned by our honorable present Prime Minister. And this is considered as maiden research and development which Professor Singh carried out on sea buckthorn. And as a result of that, the name has been christened as Brahmfal to acknowledge the association of Professor Singh with this lovely plant. And besides that, before that, Professor Singh in 1980s made a significant contribution in designing and producing of space food for first Indo-Russian space flight while he was serving at uh, Defense Food Research Laboratory, Mysore. Professor Singh has been on special duty at Rashtrapati Bhavan, where he developed herbal garden and also wrote two coffee table books, namely Roses of Rashtrapati Bhavan and Trees of Rashtrapati Bhavan, under the guidance of the then President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. And besides that, he has contributed 150 research papers, reviews, and various other articles, and also 6 books. Professor Singh is presently active in promoting protected cultivation, vertical farming, and precision farming involving future farming technologies like soilless farming, including hydroponics, aeroponics, aquaponics, and others through this uh, foundation called as Professor Brahma Singh Horticultural Foundation. And Professor Singh is founder chairman of this. And under this webinar is now series of webinar is going on, and we are having the second talk, which the founder of this foundation himself is going to deliver. And therefore, I not take much time and between you and I would like to invite Professor Singh to go ahead with his talk. The floor is his. Sir.
श्रोताओं का स्वागत तथा उनको नमस्कार। मैं आभारी हूं डॉक्टर प्रीतम कालिया का, जिन्होंने मेरे बारे में अच्छे शब्द बोले। Like others, I also served in the government department as a scientist and contributed as per my capacity. So thank you, Dr. Kalia. Now, today we are going to talk about vegetables, and in that vegetables, we are growing, everybody is growing, and so many things are there. But today I want to take you to the other journey where where you will be seeing the new systems of vegetable production. When I say new system means whatever is prevalent other than that. I hope the slide is there on the screen.
Yes, sir. Slide is there.
Okay. So the topic for this webinar, Dr. Kalia told you, new systems of vegetable production. And I will try to cover vertical farming, hydroponics, aeroponics, organic, microgreen and photovoltaic, as well as space farming also. So, as you all know, the current food production scenario everybody knows, let me also emphasize that our population, the global population, is going to be 8.6, which is 7.6 now by 2030. Use one. And India and China are the two heavily populated countries, so our concern are much more than others. So there will be increase in the food requirement. But for meeting the food requirement, you need resource. And whatever resources are there, they are limited. And those limited resources, such as land and water, two important one, and both are shrinking. People say the next war, world war, will be on water. So what will happen to agriculture? Anyway, so big concern. How to overcome that? And as on date, our food is being produced elsewhere, being transported to the area of demand, that are metros, heavily populated cities. And by the time it reaches the kitchen, particularly the vegetables, they are no more fresh. So emphasis is on, as Honorable Prime Minister of India has also emphasized, on local. So we say the local production. And we have to be vocal about that. That's why the webinar. We are vocal on local production. So coming to the nearer to the topic, not actually to the topic, but nearer to the topic, the prevalent, which most of you know, those who are in vegetable production, teaching or guiding our profession, they know all that. Prevalent systems of vegetable production. The open field cultivation, which is going on, intercropping of vegetable crop, and the protected cultivation, which is picking up in this country. And the things which have been, or the technology which have become popular, are plastic mulches coupled with fertigation on raised beds for number of vegetable crops. Likewise, low tunnels, then walk-in tunnels, and high roof tunnels with ventilation, insect-proof net houses, whether it is a single one or the double one. Double one is also being emphasized by Agriplast. Then shade net houses, the one which is fetching the subsidy also from the government side, naturally ventilated poly house, and rain shed shelters. In addition to this, इसके अलावा climate controlled green houses, और हम सब्जियां पैदा कर रहे हैं अपने किचन गार्डन में, जो भी स्पेस हमको अवेलेबल है. देन उसके अलावा हम लोग नर्सरी प्रैक्टिसेस वेजिटेबल की, टेरेस कल्टीवेशन, छत के ऊपर जो सब्जियां पैदा करना है, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है एंड बहुत पोटेंशियल है, जिसको हमको बढ़ावा देना चाहिए. आजकल इस पर हम वेजिटेबल एक्सपर्ट्स को ध्यान दे करके इसको बहुत बढ़ावा देना चाहिए. Then floating gardens in place like Dal Lake, then trench farming, underground greenhouses, which has done revolution in Ladakh. It started with that trench cultivations, means making the field 3 feet below the ground in a trench and covering it, scientific reason being that the soil doesn't freeze more than 3 or 4 feet below. It remains workable. During the minus temperature or sub-zero temperature, soil will freeze up to 3 feet or so. So these are the prevalent systems of vegetable production. I will show how they are being done. The protected cultivation, which I made a mention, and Dr. Kalia also made a mention of that. This is nothing but we create a microclimate surrounding the plant. We manage the microclimate surrounding the plant so that the plant is comfortable and it yields better. Or there are different ways I have told you, but it has got two important components. First is engineering one, the infrastructure, what we need, the frame, cladding material. Cladding material is nothing but the जो roof वगैरह होता है, उसका छत जो होता है किस चीज से कवर होता है. फिर irrigation system, tools, implements and other engineering inputs जिनका जरूरत पड़ता है कंट्रोल करने के लिए, चाहे वो एयर टेम्परेचर हो, वाटर हो, प्लांट ग्रोथ रिक्वायरमेंट हो, उनको एप्लीकेशन का हो या उसका हार्वेस्टिंग है, सोइंग है, उनके लिए टूल्स एंड अभी थोड़ा देर के बाद में आता हूँ उन चीजों के ऊपर भी. और दिस लीड्स टू दी हायर यील्ड. ठीक है. और दूसरा होता है जो मेन है इसमें प्रोटेक्टेड कल्टीवेशन है क्रॉप प्रोडक्शन टेक्नोलॉजी. और क्रॉप प्रोडक्शन टेक्नोलॉजी में सबसे पहले है हाई यील्डिंग वेराइटीज आर हाइब्रिड्स suitable one for this condition. If they are not there, your yield will be less. Then the agro practices, how the particular variety or a hybrid is to be grown. उसको क्या क्या आपके ड्रिल है उसको प्रोड्यूस करने की जो साइंटिस्ट लोग उसका एसओपी वगैरह बना करके दे देते हैं या पैकेज ऑफ प्रैक्टिस बना करके दे देते हैं. एंड अबव ऑल ये सभी कुछ जो है ना इकोनॉमिकल होना चाहिए, कम खर्चे पे होना चाहिए और इको फ्रेंडली होना चाहिए. इको फ्रेंडली एनवायरनमेंट का कंसर्न बहुत जबरदस्त है. तो वो इको फ्रेंडली होना चाहिए. और सबसे जो इम्पोर्टेंट है जिसको मैं एम्फेसिस देता हूँ वो प्रॉफिटेबल होना चाहिए. फार्मिंग यदि प्रॉफिटेबल नहीं है तो कोई फायदा नहीं है उसको करने का. तो ये प्रोटेक्टेड कल्टीवेशन का कुछ थोड़ा प्रोटेक्टेड कल्टीवेशन का आपको झलकी दिखा देता हूँ. ये है आपका प्रोटेक्टेड कल्टीवेशन. जैसा मैंने बोला आपको प्लास्टिक मल्च, प्लास्टिक मल्चिंग ये आप देख रहे हैं यहाँ नीचे की तरफ की हुई है. और फिर होता है प्लास्टिक लो टनल. लो टनल जो है ये यहाँ पर ये नर्सरी है, ये हटाई हुई है दिन के टाइम पर, रात में इसको ढक दिया जाएगा इस पे पॉलिथीन या जो भी इसका कवरिंग मटेरियल है. और फिर हाई रूफ टनल्स हैं, ये आप देख रहे हैं इसमें बना हुआ हाई रूफ टनल है. और इंसेक्ट प्रूफ नेट हाउसेस हैं, शेड हाउसेस हैं, रेन शेल्टर्स है. केरला एंड अंडमान निकोबार में ये बहुत सक्सेसफुल हैं. इन्होंने वहां पर सब्जी लोगों को प्रोड्यूस करना सिखा दिया है, या इसकी वजह से होने लगी है. और इनमें सबसे अच्छा है प्लास्टिक मल्च, लो टनल एंड नेचुरली वेंटिलेटेड पॉली हाउस कपल्ड विद फर्टिगेशन. फर्टिगेशन के साथ जो है ना ये टेक्नोलॉजी प्रोग्रेसिवली देश में पॉपुलर हो रही है. तो आगे बढ़ता हूं. जो मैंने अभी आपको नर्सरी की बात की थी, ये एक हरबीर नर्सरी है हरियाणा में. ये बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं और इन्होंने अपनी ही थोड़ा मीडियम बनाया है. मीडियम बना करके लो टनल में ग्रो करते हैं और इसमें कोई और फर्टिगेशन वगैरह नहीं करते. पानी भी थोड़ा कम मात्रा में देते हैं. और ये 16-17 एकड़ में खाली चिली की वो नर्सरी पैदा करते हैं और इनवाइट करते हैं कि कोई भी आकर के उनकी नर्सरी में एक भी पौधा बीमारी या इंसेक्ट से प्रभावित यदि है तो वो उनके आभारी होंगे. तो उतने कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ वो हरबीर साहब कर रहे हैं. एक्सीलेंट एग्रो बिजनेस है विद अर्ली हैवी रिटर्न्स. कितने दिन का होता है नर्सरी का आप लोग सब जानते हैं और उनको रिटर्न बहुत अच्छी है. मैं अमाउंट डिस्क्लोज नहीं करूंगा. ये अभी आपको ले जाता हूं जहां पर मैंने काम किया है और मेरे साथियों ने काम किया है और अभी कर भी रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं. DRDO ने बहुत अच्छा काम किया है वहां पर. ये आपकी मेमोरी में नया नया है, मेमोरियल बना है फॉर गलवान हीरोज. सल्यूट टू देम, सल्यूट टू देम. बट आज मैं आपको ये क्यों दिखा रहा हूँ, वहाँ का एरिया ऐसा है, इस तरह का है. इस एरिया में हमने फूड पैदा करना है, खास करके पेरिशेबल फूड, जिससे कि हमारे इन जवानों को वहाँ पर जैसे हम ताजी ताजी सब्जी या फल खाते हैं उनको भी मिले. और उसके लिए प्रयास हो रहे हैं और मुझको मौका मिला था, मैं सौभाग्यशाली हूँ ऐसे एरिया में काम करने का, ले में. जिस इंस्टीट्यूट का नाम है डिफेंस इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ हाई एल्टीट्यूड रिसर्च. मेरे टाइम पर उसका नाम का होता था फील्ड रिसर्च लेबोरेटरी और मैं 1990 में ज्वाइन किया था उसको. या 1991 में ज्वाइन किया था। तो उस टाइम पर चीजें उतनी अच्छी एडवांस नहीं थी, लेकिन कुछ किया। तो सच एरियाज आर टू बी मेड प्रोस्पेरस, माय रिक्वेस्ट, such areas are to be made prosperous by developing appropriate crop production technologies। हमको वहां के लिए अप्रोप्रिएट टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप करनी है, जो कि आसान काम नहीं है, लेकिन जरूरी है। ये खाली इनको फौजी भाइयों को सब्जी देने का नहीं है, उस एरिया को डेवलप करने का है, और वहाँ का पॉपुलेशन भी वहाँ बसाना है। और वो सब क्यों करना है? उससे नेशनल सिक्योरिटी बनना है। ये जो हमको परेशानी होती है, जो आजकल हो रही है, आजकल प्रिविलेंट है, वो बहुत हद तक कम हो जाएगी यदि हम उस एरिया को पॉपुलेट कर दें। पॉपुलेट उसको कैसे कर सकते हैं? जो हमारे फौजी भाई रिटायर होते हैं, चाहे वो मिलिट्री में है या पैरा मिलिट्री फोर्सेस में है, उनको किसी भी स्थान पर एग्रो टेक्नोलॉजी में ट्रेनिंग दे करके उनको वहां पर बसाया जा सकता है। तो हमारी ट्रेंड स्ट्रेंथ वहां पर होगी, वो वहां पर उस एरिया को डेवलप भी करेंगे, और उससे नेशनल सिक्योरिटी हो सकती है। मेरा अपना मानना इस तरह का है, इसलिए मैंने ये स्लाइड आपको दिखाई। आगे बढ़ता हूँ, और इसी कॉन्टेक्स्ट में जैसे मैंने बोला 1990 में मैं वहाँ था, और आदरणीय डॉक्टर APJ अब्दुल कलाम जी, जो उस टाइम पर DRDO के चीफ होते थे, उनको मैं वहाँ पर ग्रीनिंग ऑफ लेह वैली वाला दिखा रहा हूँ। जो यहाँ पर वो देख रहे हैं, जो मैं ट्रेंच की बात कर रहा था, ये ट्रेंच में फसल खड़ी हुई है गर्मी के मौसम में, सर्दी में ये पॉलीथीन से ढकी होती है। फिर आज वहाँ क्या हालत है? आज जो है, ये देखिए, -20 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड पर, ये साइंटिस्ट लोगों को या मेरे कहने से नहीं है, ये आपका मीडिया कह रहा है, -20 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड पे ये सब्जी पैदा हो रही है। और इसके लिए जो क्लैडिंग मटेरियल है, जो इसको समझते हैं प्रोटेक्टेड कल्टीवेशन को ढकने वाला है, ऊपर वाला जो परत है, वो पॉलिथीन नहीं है, वो पॉलीकार्बोनेट है। बहुत महंगा नहीं है, आसानी से मिलता है इंडिया में। पॉलीकार्बोनेट से, वो डबल पॉलीकार्बोनेट करके करने से कुछ नहीं करना है, सर्दी का असर बहुत कम होता है, और इस तरह से फसल माइनस टेम्परेचर में भी हमको मिलती रहती है। जो मैं आपको सोयल ट्रेंच की बात बता रहा था, वो सोयल ट्रेंच ऐसे नजर आती है, ये देखिए, और ये इसको ढक दिया है। जो लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी है, क्योंकि मैं न्यू सिस्टम के ऊपर बोलने वाला हूँ, अभी शुरुआत नहीं किया है, उसके लिए क्षमा चाहता हूँ। थोड़ी देर में अभी शुरू करता हूँ न्यू सिस्टम का। तो यहाँ पर भी न्यू सिस्टम आ जाएगा, क्योंकि शायद मेरे को ये स्लाइड फिर से वापस लाना मुश्किल होगा। तो ये जो है, दिन में खोल दिया है इसको, रात में ढक दिया है, तो इसमें ऑटोमेशन लाना है, जिससे कि जैसे ही टेम्परेचर लो होता है, अपने आप ये कवर जो है, पॉलीथीन है या जो भी कुछ होगा, वो अपने आप हो जाए। उसको बोलते हैं रिट्रैक्टेबल, 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 रिट्रैक्टेबल ग्रीन हाउस। आजकल काफी लोग बात कर रहे हैं, मैं भी बात करूंगा। तो ये रिट्रैक्टेबल सोयल ट्रेंच हो जाएंगी, तो वहां पर उस एरिया में, जो मैंने आपको स्लाइड दिखाई थी गलवान वगैरह की, वहां पर उस एरिया में काम कर सकती हैं, अच्छा चलेगा। फिर एक फाउंडेशन, जैसे कि डॉक्टर कालिया ने बताया था, ये BSHF फाउंडेशन शुरू की है, और क्योंकि मैं लद्दाख को नहीं छोड़ सकता, तो लद्दाख में एक सेंटर शुरू किया है, हॉर्टिकल्चर डेवलपमेंट सेंटर, इसी साल शुरू किया है। वहाँ पर अनियन की नर्सरी वगैरह दिखा रही है, लेकिन कोरोना ने मेरे को काम नहीं करने दिया इस साल। अगले साल सोचता हूँ कुछ कर पाऊंगा, या फाउंडेशन कुछ कर पाएगी। जो मैं आपको थोड़ा बता रहा था, मैं अभी भी टॉपिक पर नहीं आया हूँ, सॉरी बोलता हूँ, उसके लिए आता हूँ अभी थोड़ा सा, क्योंकि ये चीजें भी मैं समझता हूँ आपको बताना ठीक रहेगा। जो ये लो टनल है, जिसमें मैं बोल रहा था प्लास्टिक, प्लास्टिक, प्लास्टिक एनवायरमेंट फ्रेंडली नहीं है। मैं आपको प्लास्टिक मल्च के लिए बोल रहा था, फिर बोलता हूँ प्लास्टिक एनवायरमेंट फ्रेंडली नहीं है। तो एनवायरमेंट फ्रेंडली क्या है? जो बायोडिग्रेडेबल हो और काम वही करे जो प्लास्टिक करता है। तो इसके लिए बाजार में आ गया है, फार्मर्स के पास भी पहुंच गया है। लो टनल को जो क्लैडिंग है, आप नॉन वूवन फैब्रिक, नॉन वूवन फैब्रिक के नाम से आप पूछे, बाजार में मिल जाएगा। इससे आप ये लो टनल बनाएं। और जो प्लास्टिक मल्च है उसके लिए थोड़ा 1 आध साल और इंतजार करिए। ये पेपर मल्च आ रही है, ये दूसरे कंट्री का फोटो में लाया हूँ। जिसको पढ़ना है यहाँ पर ये मैंने वो दे दिया है साइट, इस पर जा करके पूरा वो ले सकते हैं। तो ये दोनों चीजें एनवायरमेंट फ्रेंडली पेपर मल्च आ जाएगा और नॉन वोवन फैब्रिक आ गया है। ना जो हमारे पद्धति चल रही है वेजिटेबल प्रोडक्शन करने की, इसमें मैं नर्सरी को बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस देता हूँ। और ये आपको यहाँ पर दिखाया गया है कैसे जो नर्सरी हमारा वो पैदा करते हैं। लद्दाख में नर्सरी हम लोग ऐसा पैदा करते हैं, वही ट्रेंच के अंदर जो आपको बताया गया है। लेकिन अब बदलना है। क्यों बदलना है वो लंबा टॉपिक है, बात नहीं करूंगा उसके ऊपर अभी। लेकिन बदलना है क्योंकि उसके बदलने में एडवांटेज बहुत है। हमको प्लग नर्सरी पैदा करना है और बिना मिट्टी के पैदा करना है, मिट्टी के अलावा दूसरे मीडियम में करना है, अदर देन दी सोयल मीडियम में पैदा करना है। ये आपको प्लग दिखाई दे रहा है, इस तरह से पैदा करना है। और ये ट्रेज हैं, प्लग ट्रेज हैं, ये इसमें दिखाई दे रहा है। ये सोयल लेस मीडियम में होता है, इस तरह की प्लग ट्रे होती हैं। और ये इस तरह से आप ग्रीन हाउस में या कंट्रोल एनवायरनमेंट में कर सकते हैं, सोयल लेस कंडीशन में, ऑर्गेनिक मोड में भी कर सकते हैं। और फिर आजकल ग्राफ्टिंग का बहुत चल रहा है, वो भी थोड़ा अभी बताता हूँ आपको। हाईटेक वेजिटेबल नर्सरी बूस्ट कर सकते हैं आप अपनी नर्सरी बना करके, जैसे ही मैं बोला कि हरबीर साहब ने किया, आप भी जो भी इंटरेस्टेड हो वो कर सकते हैं। नर्सरी, वेजिटेबल नर्सरी इज ए बिग बिजनेस, बहुत पेइंग बिजनेस है यदि कोई साइंटिफिकली करे। और मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है, एनकरेज प्लग सीडलिंग, प्लग में प्रोड्यूस करिए, जो आपकी पुरानी पद्धति है उसको छोड़ने की कोशिश करिए। और ये वेजिटेबल ग्राफ्टिंग है, इसके मैंने यहाँ पर जो लिखा है, जो कद्दू परिवार की सब्जी है और टमाटर परिवार की सब्जी है, सोलनेसियस और कुकुरबिट इस वेजिटेबल, उनमें ये काफी सक्सेसफुल है। और इनसे सोयल बोर्न पैथोजन से हमको रेजिस्टेंस मिल जाता है। और जो एबायोटिक, जैसे टेम्परेचर हो गया और तूफान चल रहा है, बहुत ज्यादा बारिश हो गया है, उस इस टेस्ट से भी हमको राहत मिलती है यदि हमारा रूट स्टॉक उसको रेजिस्टेंट है। और कुछ जगह हमको यील्ड में भी इंक्रीज मिलती है। लेकिन जहाँ डिस्प्यूट वाला इश्यू है, जहाँ पर थोड़ा अभी रिसर्च चल रहा है, वो है कि फ्रूट क्वालिटी को रूट स्टॉक उसको प्रभावित करता है या नहीं करता है। लेकिन जब बीमारी वगैरह से निजात मिल जाती है, इंसेक्ट से निजात मिल जाती है, तो हम ऑर्गेनिक की तरफ बढ़ जाते हैं और जो एडवर्स इफेक्ट है इंसेक्टिसाइड पेस्टिसाइड के, उनसे बच जाते हैं। तो इसलिए ग्राफ्टिंग बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है और हमको ग्राफ्ट सीडलिंग को अपनाना चाहिए। बहुत सारी एजेंसियां आजकल दोनों जगह, गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर में भी और प्राइवेट सेक्टर में भी, ग्राफ्टेड वेजिटेबल सीडलिंग सप्लाई कर रही हैं। आप ढूंढें, गूगल करें, उस पे आपको एड्रेस मिल जाएंगे। तो ये तरीका है। एक तरीका मैं यहाँ पर दिखाया हूँ जो ग्राफ्टिंग का, क्लेफ्ट ग्राफ्टिंग इसको बोलते हैं। ये यहाँ पर आपने रूट स्टॉक जो भी है वो रेजिस्टेंट होगा, जो भी आपकी प्रॉब्लम है उसको, ये रूट स्टॉक है। और ये फिर आपने इसको ऊपर से काट करके स्प्लिट कर दिया, उसमें जगह बना ली ब्लेड से। और फिर ऊपर जो लगने वाला है सायन, जो इम्प्रूव्ड वैरायटी है, हाइब्रिड है, जो भी कुछ है, उसकी सील्डिंग ये है। उसको हम काटते हैं, ये इस तरह से काट करके फिर उसमें इंसर्ट कर देते हैं। ये इसके अंदर घुसा दिया इसको, हाँ, या सायन को हमने तैयार कर लिया, यहाँ पर तैयार किया है। और फिर यहाँ इसको उसके अंदर क्लेफ्ट के अंदर डाल दिया, ये इंसर्टिंग दी सायन। और फिर ये यहाँ पर क्लिप लगा दी, क्लिपिंग दी ग्राफ्ट। ये आपका ग्राफ्टिंग का है, क्लेफ्ट ग्राफ्टिंग। ये काफी पॉपुलर है, बहुत लोग कर रहे हैं, प्राइवेट सेक्टर में भी और पब्लिक सेक्टर में भी। और हमको ग्राफ्टेड सीडलिंग अपनी समस्या को देखते हुए, हमारी क्या प्रॉब्लम है उसको, रेजिस्टेंट रूट स्टॉक पर यदि वो सीडलिंग है तो उसको हमको लगाना चाहिए। और आजकल तो डिजिटल जमाना है, कहीं भी किसी भी सिटी में आपकी नर्सरी अवेलेबल है, आप उसको मंगा सकते हैं, आसानी से आ जाती है, थोड़ा सा इनिशिएटिव लेने की जरूरत होती है। और ये देखिए ग्राफ्टेड किस तरह से, ये देख रहे हो कितनी सीडलिंग होंगी, इट्स ऑल कॉमर्शियल। ये देखिए इस तरह से ये सीडलिंग तैयार हो जाती है, ग्राफ्टेड सीडलिंग। अच्छा, ग्राफ्टिंग के अंदर जो भी व्यूअर इंटरेस्टेड है यदि, तो कल 6 बजे VNR मंथन का वेबिनार है जो जूम के ऊपर है, 6 बजे। उसमें डिटेल में ये ग्राफ्टिंग के ऊपर बताया जाएगा। मदद करने के लिए मैं भी वहां पर होऊंगा, उसको देख सकते हैं आप। कल मतलब 11 बजे VNR मंथन जूम के ऊपर। अब आता हूं साहब आज के टॉपिक पे, जो आज का टॉपिक है। आज का टॉपिक है न्यू सिस्टम्स ऑफ वेजिटेबल प्रोडक्शन। इसमें एक तो मैंने कवर कर लिया, थोड़ा सा मेंशन किया, रिट्रैक्टेबल। हाँ जी,
इंग्लिश में बोलिए सर, और लोगों की डिमांड आ रही है साउदर्न पार्ट वालों की।
ओके ओके, फिर नॉर्थ वालों की हिंदी में आएगी। ओके,
नहीं, बीच बीच में कोई शब्द बोल दें।
ओके ओके ओके, आई विल डू दैट, आई विल डू दैट। But the slides are in English anyway. I will honor the demand. I will honor the demand. Yeah. So now I come to the topic. Good. That when I am coming to the topic, the request has come. New systems of vegetable production. One of this system I have covered, or at least made mention, retractable greenhouse, climate / area specific. Retractable greenhouse, I say it is a climate and area specific. Means everywhere you can't have the retractable greenhouse. And retractable greenhouse has the advantage of natural conditions as well as protected conditions. Because if we have natural condition, we face the problem. That is why we have gone to the protected cultivation. If exclusively we are on protected cultivation, we are losing the advantage of the nature. So the compromise, retractable greenhouse, where nature as well as protection. As and when protection is needed, whatever device is there is retracted, generally the coverings. This is the one. I think I gave the example also. Then soil-free cultivation. Soil-free cultivation. बिना खेत के खेती, बिना मिट्टी के खेती. This is important. I want to emphasize that, and I advocate that. At least for nurseries and for certain crops in vegetables, one should, I think, try to popularize this. Those who are attending this webinar, my colleagues, they should advocate that. And in that, I shall be covering hydroponics, aeroponics, fogaponics, aquaponics. Hydroponic is nothing but hydroponic means water and labor. Means working with the water with the nutrients. Rest, no, nothing. That only infrastructure. Soil is out. And the other modification of that, instead of having the water as such, we can have in the form of spray. And that we say aeroponics. Spray can be as such spray, or it can be a mist. It can be a mist also, particularly on roots. It is only on roots. And so is the case with fogoponic. Neither mist nor spraying, but the fog is created, but that has got nutrients. Very interesting one. Then the next one is aquaponic. Aqua, you know, aquaculture, where the fishes are raised. So here, fishes and vegetables are simultaneously raised with the input only to not very strictly, but largely to fishes. And whatever the excreta of fish is there, that is fed to the vegetable system, generally the vertical system, and it goes back, and vegetable serves as a biofilter for that. The fishes are also happy the water has been made again suitable for them, and vegetables got the nutrient to grow. And this system I prefer, and it is getting popular. Then the next system is container farming. Container farming is nothing but a farming, vertical farming in a container which can be transported from one place to another place. If you don't have the space, you can go in the suburb area. There you can have the space as a cheaper rate and start container farming. And wherever the requirement is there, you can shift there. It hardly takes 1 hour or so. So container farming, I will be showing all that. This. Then the topic which I am going to elaborate a little bit in detail is vertical farming and the food factories. The vertical farming, friends, it is a future farming. It is a future farming, and certain vegetables are doing very well, particularly the lettuce, the leafy vegetables, they are doing very well. Then next one is the precision vegetable production. Precision, I will be coming to that. Precision, don't get afraid with that word precision. Precision means right thing at right place in right quantity, everything right. So you have got a less expenditure, and in right quantity when you add, you attend the problematic plant only, not the entire field. Suppose some infection is there, and infection will start from one spot. So you treat that particular spot rather than spraying the huge amount of insecticide or fungicide in the entire field. So that is precision. And so is the case with the nutrition. You give the required nutrition only, not that general nutrition you go on giving, feeding and wasting, that one. So that is precision farming. This is important technology. Then there are certain smart technology in vegetable production. I will come on that. Then microgreens are becoming very popular. Microgreen is a stage between, the sprout and the seedling, which I was talking about, the transplanting one. In between that, generally when the true leaf appears, true leaf and beyond is the microgreen stage of using this. And in crucifers, microgreens are becoming quite popular, particularly Dr. Kalia's favorite crop, broccoli. Broccoli microgreens are getting popular. Then the photovoltaic vegetable production. Photovoltaic, don't get afraid. There's nothing but you have to harness the solar energy by putting the solar panels, and in between you can have the vegetable production. So you have got energy, you have got the vegetable, the farmer are happy. My suggestion is that by these new methods, produce out of soil less production. Not produce. Produce means the crop yield. The crop yield is free from contamination in soil-less medium, because there only the soil and water is used. But not soil, sorry, the nutrient and the waters are used. But the contamination caused by soil and water, contaminated water and the soil, which is cadmium, lead, arsenic, and pathogens, number of them, infested one. Last night I was watching that G news. In that there was a frightening one, that load of cadmium, lead, arsenic, and pathogens on vegetable crops by growing in the soil and washing in a water which is contaminated one. So by these new methods, this problem is not there. So let me proceed further. This one, yeah, retractable greenhouse, what I talked about. And this is in Hyderabad, not outside the country. This is in your country, Triangle Farm, Hyderabad. It's nothing but a combination of greenhouse conditions and the natural conditions. As and when the natural atmosphere is favorable, the natural atmosphere is available to the crop. By the use of sensors, etc., it's all automation. Automatically, the screen is folded, and as and when adverse condition are there, the screen spreads on its own. So this is a retractable greenhouse. A lot of publicity is going on about this uses, etc. So I'm not going to elaborate further, but this is a good technology. Then I think I have used so many times bina khet ke kheti or soil-less cultivation, soil-free farming. Let me justify why soil-less farming. Friends, the basis for the food is photosynthesis, you know. Photosynthesis is the basis for food. If photosynthesis is not there, plant food we don't get. And if you don't get the plant food, you won't get the animal food also, because generally animal feed on plants. So food sources, our main contribution is of photosynthesis. Thanks to photosynthesis, we are getting enough food. But you see the reaction, carbon dioxide and water in presence of light and pigments and the leaf or plant, you get carbohydrates, oxygen and water. This is photosynthesis. You all know, very simple one. But friends, tell me, where the soil in this reaction, or what is the role of soil? The role of soil is there, big role. What is that? Providing support to the plant and providing nutrient, food to the plants. So major role of soil, to me, it seems, is to provide support and nutrients. If we provide support and nutrients without using the soil, the purpose is served, because the food will be manufactured through photosynthesis. This will go on, and that's what I'm going to talk about. This is the one. And the in soil-less cultivation, we either have the water as a medium, which I will come little later, or other than soil. Yes, any problem? Dr. Kalia, any problem?
No, carry on, sir.
Okay.
Carry on, sir.
Soil-less cultivation. There are several media in which we can have the crop, but the most popular one in the country is coco peat, and coco peat slabs are available like that, 5 kg each, and then it can be made like this by adding water. It absorbs a lot of water, and we can use it like that. And I will show you the crops grown in coco peat in the subject. And the main role of the coco peat is there in these slides. Holds water up to 8 times of its weight, and it can last 4 years. If not 4 years, at least for 2 to 3 years, there is no problem with that. And they are resistant to all this pathogen. It is a pathogen and insect free. Whatever soil problems you are having, it's not there. pH also favorable, you see here, 5.2 to 6.8, and easy one, and it's light in weight, all plus pointer, and biodegradable, environment friendly, and it leads to the sustainable future. It's available. So use cocoa peat for production. I don't say don't use the other medium. You use the medium which is available. Everywhere cocoa peat may not be available, and it may not be cheaper everywhere. So wherever the cheaper and better medium is there, use other than that. Here I'm showing you the soil-less brinjal farming. Deliberately I have shown this slide of Indonesia, not only in this country. Otherwise, brinjal originated in this country. We know we are much ahead, and there's a brinjal production. So deliberately I put the Indonesian one, means it is popular in other countries also. And we take the crop like this, is coming up normal crop. There is no problem with that. The cocoa peat medium or others one. And then the nursery, which I talked about, the tomato seedlings in cocoa peat, happy. They are very happy. But happier than that is the potato crop in cocoa peat. That is at Karnal in Haryana. This is a seed crop. 2019, I was lucky to visit this, and he is the in charge, Satyendra Yadav ji, very hardworking guy, and very healthy crop. One can have the seed crop under the protected condition under the soilless medium, we call it a new system. And then, so is the case with the ginger, we can have it. And the container, there are plastic grow trough, which last long, several years. They are available and they are foldable. You can carry anywhere. So easy to transport. That's why I'm showing you the crops like ginger one can have. And then you are familiar with the Dutch bucket. You can have the vegetable single plant in a per bucket, and you can have capsicum, you can have brinjal, you can have tomato, you can have other things in that. And this slide is from Haldwani, the DRDO lab. I borrowed from them. And this one I made a mention. I think the floating gardens. For hydroponic, that is the principal one, and see, hydroponic is not something new. The Hogland solution, long back, the Hogland solution, we are all aware of that. It originated from there. But besides that, in our on the vegetable growers, they had this system of hydroponic farming. They collected the grass, the typhograph sort of thing, made the filled in the water, and no irrigation, nothing of sort is not required. And you see floating garden. They are still going on stronger in the lake. The lake floating garden, you see the vegetable floating garden, and in Bangladesh they are quite popular. I think the slide is from Bangladesh. I could not get the slide from the lake. And the another innovative one. See, we Indians are very innovative. Somebody should give us the idea, then we can further improve it in no time. Drip irrigation is quite popular. Fertigation is quite popular in this country. So somebody had thought of these used bottles, drip irrigation and fertigation in vegetable, in soil, or in soilless medium. It is there going on very well. Fantastic one. No need. You just put up it and drip by drip, it will be going on. You can check after 2-3 days or so, whatever convenient to you. And then the storehouse of nutrient, the moringa, which is quite popular, and I think the entire world is now talking about moringa. Moringa, you can take moringa crop at your roof, moringa on rooftop. You can take in a container, it can be grown. And varieties are there from TNNU. One can contact them. They will give you what is that PMC or whatever. I don't remember the name. They have developed the fantastic varieties, nutritive varieties for of moringa. One should take them. Now, coming to the vertical farming, which I promised you in the beginning that I will be talking about the vertical farming. This vertical farming is a resource, water, nutrient, and space. Efficient farming. What we need? Water, nutrient, and space. But all the resource efficient they are, means we require less water, you require less nutrient, you require less space. That's what I mean, the efficient farming. And it is a resilient agriculture. You understand all meaning of that, resilient. Then vertical indoor farming. Not only outdoor, you can have it indoor, and generally it is indoor. Indoor cultivation. You need not to make a building for that, but the building which are not being used, they can be modified and used. Then simplified soilless cultivation systems have globally spread as growing solutions for low fertility soil regions. Means wherever the soil problem is there, there also you can have the vertical farming. Otherwise, there is a good excuse, we don't have a good soil, we can't have the production. No. On that, you can have the production using the vertical farming. People say we have got very little water. With very little water also you can have the vegetable production. And people say we don't have the land. How to cultivate? No. Whatever land is available, little one, in a small area, you can have a vertical production. And the Environment, we take care. We don't pollute the environment. It would be the world is changing. Food travel 1,000 kilometers. You know, in the beginning, I told you that food is coming far from far off. Our vegetables are coming from far distance. By the time they reach the kitchen, they are no more fresh. But vertical farming you can have in the nearby locality, even in your courtyard one or in your house, one can have it and use the fresh vegetable. Then vertical farming usually uh, involves growing plants in artificial light, indoor and without soil, giving plant roots direct access to the nutrients. You know, hydroponic, those who know, that is the technique. The roots are in the hydroponic, are in water medium or fertigation there. And the nutrition research on organic food is in its infancy. You know, we are talking a lot about the organic farming. That's a good thing. Organic farming is good. But my personal experience that organic farming and the hydroponic, I think hydroponics score over organic farming. Anyway, that's not the topic for the day. So vertical farming, let me go ahead about that. This vertical farming is farming up rather than farming out. And we get a good crop in that potential to ensure sustainability of our bulging cities. I told you the population is uh, going to increase, urban areas, and land is less, resources are going, we need food security. It meets the requirement what we need. And in nutshell, vertical farming, to have more with less is the key principle of vertical farming. To have more with less. That's what I think with every business it is there, and in agriculture or vegetable production also, we should have the less investment and better return. And here the technologies which are popular with vertical farming are hydroponics. Hydroponic, the key characteristics are soil-less based, means there is no soil in that, it's only the water. Uses water as the growing medium, and the nutrients are mixed with that, and there are a number of benefits of that are listed. It will take long if I start elaborating that. Then aeroponics, I told you in the beginning, the same thing, but spray, mist or foam, a variant of the hydroponic, and is proving very useful in number of crops. Then the third, I told you the aquaponic, where the fish and vegetables can be grown with the more or less same input. Then the technologies involved are so many here. If you have got a sophisticated vertical farm, automation and all that, all these things are required. The computerized and monitoring system, automated racking, stacking, and moving balls and tall towers. All these are there, and programmable nutrient system, then control, HVAC, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system, everything. Then water recirculating, recycling, and even monitoring the nutrient solution, which is very important. It has to be monitored for EC, electrical conductivity, pH, and other things depending upon the variety or the crop you are growing. Then this vertical farming is least affected by climate change. No effect on that. We are out of that. Avoid sun and soil. Then in ornamental crops also it is quite popular. Then advantage of vertical farming, minimum overheads, low labor cost, low water usage, reduced washing and processing. From vertical farm, straightway one can use the crop because there is no contamination, danger of contamination, etc. Except that somewhere some people um, report salmonella. Otherwise, one can straightway use the crop without washing also. Then reduce transportation cost. Since it is in the vicinity, you have to grow nearer to that, so transportation cost is reduced. And then we have got a wider range of crops. So many crops can be grown in that particular. I told you the leafy vegetable and others. Then fully integrated technology and the limitation of vertical farming are there. The first of all, the social resistance. With every technology, there is a social resistance in the beginning. So with vertical farming, also no exception. It is there. Then growing food indoors requires more energy. You know that because everything you are creating and creating, you need resource, and resource, the energy is a major resource. Then comparatively more expensive because of the consumption of power. So power availability we have to make cheaper, then only our other production methods or new methods will be much more profitable. Then inability to produce all type crops. Today, we can't produce all the crops in vertical farming, only few. But I will come little later the answer for that. Then final produce is costlier for the end consumer now. But when it has become popular, perhaps it won't be. At present, please don't start vertical farming until unless you have got the purchaser, you have got the market. Otherwise, if you take the produce from vertical farm in a general mandi, etc., you won't fetch the price which you have spent. So first have the demand, then start doing it. Not that first produce and look for the market. Then recycling and utilization of city waste technology yet to take off. Then organic certification is a, it's going on whether hydroponically produced one is organic or not. This is going on. And the pollination problem is there is no doubt, but it can be sorted out. We have got artificial bees also, which can pollinate. The technology is there, but it has to be make affordable one. Then the features of vertical farming, fantastic one. Fresh food availability 24 hours, 365 days, you can say it. And the yield is much more than what we get in other system. And it reduces dependence on others. So there are number of them there. And the best thing, I emphasize that. Ultimately, a proud feeling. There is no pride in agriculture. And our youth, they don't want to go to the agriculture. But with this technology, they feel proud of it. For utilization of the latest technology. If somebody has got vertical farm, he is somebody in the society. So let me show you some slides of that. The talking, I think I have done enough. Let me scroll through the some good photographs which I thought will be useful or stimulate your thinking. See, vertical vegetable wall. You can have the vegetable production like this. No, you don't require the space. See, wall is vertical only. So the vegetable production on the wall, or whether you say vertical wall has no meaning because wall is always vertical. So this is a vegetable wall. You can say fresh vegetable. Then here the basil, the Italian basil is given. Our own tulsi can also be grown like that. Then you see the leafy vegetable, large number of leafy vegetable can be grown in this system, and it has been shown here. Here, see, and here is vertical. Just for comparison, it has been shown the horizontal space also one can have it. See here, only 1 foot has been taken up to this, and here this much. So it makes the difference. You are utilizing the vertical space. So in the case here. Then in Gurgaon, I am just fond of these guys, Barton Bridge. They are doing a good job, and they have demonstrated in Gurgaon and have erected the vertical farming in and around Gurgaon to the several farmers. And I want to emphasize the nursery for the hydroponic. It is to be raised like that. In the nursery cube, the made of foam and other materials, it is raised like this, and the nursery is taken in a net. I will show you that net bucket and that, and put it in this. The net bucket is fitted here in this. In that it is put, and it start growing. So, and you see the Chennai, here the leafy vegetable mainly is growing on, and here they have the nursery is being raised. Then see the Arrow farm, the big farm, and they have got this industry which generate $12.77 billion. So like this, and I'm confident India will also have such farms in near future. And the simple one for the smallholder farmers are for the person who doesn't have land. What farmer, smallholder farmer, everybody can do farming. If somebody has got the space, one should have the will or इच्छा होनी चाहिए उसको grow करने की. So it's require very less space. You see the tomato is growing here in vertically here also now. And there are innovations also different. Before innovation, you see the sophistication here. This is a Pune scenario. Pune farm, number of farms are there which just do the turnkey basis the projects. Those who are interested can be in touch with me or Google it. You will find the farms who will do for you. And then the sky green vertical farm, Singapore. Singapore is an advanced country, you know, but they have no land. But without land also, they have planned that 50% of their requirement of fresh they will meet locally with local produce. So it has got the potential. That's what I mean, the vertical farm in Singapore. My intention to show you this slide was only that we can think of such things and see it can be done in a different way with the see this is we call arrow towers, where the water with the nutrient is flowing, it is pumped up and from there it is flowing down on the roots are inside and it is coming up. You can have a different type of this one. This is a AG Grow, some company they are doing in India. Then vertical cultivation of turmeric in soilless medium. You see how the turmeric is coming up. You saw the ginger, you see the turmeric also. So lot many crops can be grown like that. And see vertical production in hydroponic. The net pot I made a mention is like that. The seedling are put in that and then they are put here in this, whatever the holes are there, and the roots are submerged in the water or water nutrient solution, and we keep on running the pump. During night we don't run it. Daytime is keep on running and feeding the plant. We don't run during night to save the power. Then there are different ways, innovative ways. That's what I want to expose you for that for vertical hydroponic farming. This is at a height. This is Leh. You won't believe. This slide is from Leh, and this slide is from Northeast, where the bamboo is easily available. They have made innovative way. They have put the cocoa peat into it, and this your watering, and it's coming up. And the other way, see this one, natural hydroponic one now. The other one which you can have in your house, you know, the grow lights. Role of grow lights is great, and a lot of research is being done throughout the country. The LEDs, and with these LEDs in a smaller place, and it can be mobile also. Na, you can have this grow light here, and you are growing. Place is this, pump in this nutrient solution here, and these are the whatever net pots where the seedlings are put, and you run it just as I showed you the arrow tower. You can have the vegetables wherever you want, wherever you are living. That I told you, the smallholder farmers question doesn't write. You are a farmer. If you have got a space, you have got a taste to raise the vegetable, you can be a farmer. You can be a farmer for yourself. Then there are different ways. The outside also with the small covering, one can have like this. There can be a number of permutation combination, the economical one. One can apply the brain and come out with his or her on system of this production. I want to emphasize this is not out of context. I have shown only one element here, the potassium requirement of certain crops. What I want to emphasize here by showing, you see the potassium requirement of tomato different than the cucumber, and then it's different than pepper, and strawberry, the fruit crop requires less, and the lettuce and tomato are same. Likewise, the nutrient requirements of different crops varies, and you have to see the source also from where it is coming. So nutrient requirements of crop varieties and hybrids, they do differ. So kindly, when you are taking up this venture, please see what is the nutrient requirement. That science, the agronomy, growing of crop is very important here. I told you in the beginning that crop production, that is important. I am not touching that aspect at all. I am not touching the aspect of breeding the varieties for these conditions at all. I am talking about the systems only now, and showing you the picture of that vertical vegetable venture. One can see this site, add and green, number of leafy vegetables can be grown in a large quantity. And the innovation, I was talking about the innovation. You see the guy in a earthen pot, he has made this one, and one can water it, put the plant here, plant will grow, the leafy vegetable will come up. And I have seen somewhere in I'm forgetting the place, somebody is growing carrot in such type of structures. They put this is a growing medium. Guy puts this carrot seed here and watering from here, and it can be opened from here when the one has to harvest. Beautiful carrot crops coming up. So can be the other root crops can come up like that. So India is a great innovator. We have got innovative farmers. Lot many things can be done. And see, the coming to the yield part of this in vertical farming, see the different 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times yield we get it. Some get the yield something unbelievable. One. So in the field only 45 tons, and here 155 tons. Then that is pepper 30, here 133. These are the very lower estimates. These you get a much higher yield. Now that was about vertical farming, mainly in cities, etc. But the vertical farming in container farming, it looks like this. From outside it is here, and inside is all sophisticated sensor and whatnot. Controls are there. Container farming, smart farming, urban farming, whatever you say it, that is there. So that scenario is going to be there shortly. I'm quite confident. And that's what, eat local, eat fresh. Eat local, eat fresh. It will be possible with that. And beside the leafy vegetables, for other vegetables, the technology will come up. And you see, the Japan has got the largest vertical farm in the world, the techno farm, world's first and the largest automated vertical farm. And lot many innovations are there. And you see, from outside it looks like this, but inside, all sophistications, all automation, all use of robots or whatnot. Then the primitive experiment about the root crops, one of the DRDO lab is doing. This is just a elementary thing, that the root crops can also be grown in a vertical system, and you see the turnip, etc. Surprisingly, colocasia also they have tried, and they have succeeded at least getting these combs or comblets. I think that's the initial stage. It is something surprising. I requested them to pass it on me this slide. That is why, for your information, this colocasia crop in this system, and inside it is like that. Great. Then hydroponic in a gully system. I showed you the vertical one, now the horizontal one, and this is very popular. It's Popular to the extent that it is there in my courtyard also. I will show you. See, hydroponic, it can be in a different way. I told you it can be modified in a different way. Whether you have it like this or the one which I have showed you earlier. Then you see the Bangalore guy is enjoying this high perform this way. All sort of things on horizontal, and crop is like that. Is a nursery guy, and that some GM greenhouse from Pune has built up a greenhouse there in Bangalore, and see the crop, lettuce, or lettuce crop with the EC and pH, everything controlled here. So we are not lagging behind. Only thing we have to put the things together and streamline. I said you that is not impossible or difficult one. This is in my courtyard. I don't have the controlled environments. I can't afford to have it. So I'm doing this hydroponic in open with seasonal crop. This is a winter scenario, and during summer scenario, I got lot of uh, that podina mint. This is your winter, and I think this is also something winter crop only. But during summer, I have got a lot of mint coming up. Mint is coming wild, and this vertical production in floriculture or the ornamental gardening is progressing and picking up pretty fast, and vertical gardens are coming up. Only one example I have shown you, and a very big firm, Pardeep R. Pandey, ELT guy at Pune, can be contacted. They are doing wonders on this airport, particularly the Bangalore and others, and in metros, metro pillars, and every public place, even on Yamuna Bridge, wherever these vertical gardens are coming. So vertical farming or vertical gardens or vertical production, the soilless production are the thing which I am talking about, have got a great potential. You see here, the entire wall can be moved from one place to another, depending upon if you want to give the natural condition, push it out. And then for sanitization also, the corona period, now you can, the sensors are there, they get self-sanitize. Then person like me, I told you I have got in the courtyard, and the others also can have in open, outdoor vertical seasonal vegetable production. I emphasize on that. Those who are interested can go for it. It's quite useful, profitable, and easy to do that. Only thing, you can't get the off-season crop, you have the seasonal crops. The father of vertical farming, Despomier, he claimed that every crop, every animal can be vertically reared or produced. That is the claim. Big book or books he has written. He is known as the father of vertical farming. And see, he has proposed this design. Everything can be grown under controlled condition like this. So vertical farming is the future farming, friends, based on his preachings. And here the aeroponic now. Hydroponic, I just discussed with you the aeroponic, where we spray the nutrient, or we as in drip irrigation, we do the fertigation. That fertigation nutrients, they are sprayed on the roots, and you get this one. This technology has become quite popular with the potato seed production. The CPRI, Central Potato Research Institute, they are following it, and they have given to others also. And not many farms are taken up this one. Then in your own house, you can have the smart aero garden with the aeroponics. Everything is programmed here. You have to have in kitchen or your drawing room or wherever you want. You can put it. It is all programmed. You need not to do anything except that casually looking on that. So a smart aero garden you can have in your house. Things have gone to that extent. That's what I say, the new systems of vegetable production. I justify that with that new system of vegetable production. And another new system of vegetable production, the aeroponic system uses the nutrient infused mist. The mist is spread on the roots here down below. You see the roots here now. Hope it is clear, the roots. The misting is done. As we do the misting in while propagating the cuttings of fruit crops, etc. Those who are horticulturists, they know it. So instead of misting, they are above, you mist the roots and you get the crops. And those who want to know the details can go to the aerofarm.com/technology. You will have it. Then aquaponic, I talked about the aquaponic. Aquaponic, fish and vegetable farming simultaneously. We have the feed for the fish, and the fish excreta is being used for that. And Kerala is picking up. And the sophisticated one, the one which will be popular shortly, would look like this. You will have even in your courtyard those who have got big bungalows, etc., and those who have got the big roof. They can have either on the roof or in veranda or wherever, or the big farm for the commercial one. One can have the aquaponic farm like this, beautiful one, new system of vegetable production along with the fish. This is aquaponic in greenhouse in Japan. So in India also, I'm sure we'll have it if need be. Then another new system of production, microgreen. I told you the stage between the sprout and the first leaf stage, that is there, and they are nutrient dense vegetables. And these microgreens had better nutrition than mature. Some experiment has been done here. The reference is given here. So the finding of that study is that the cabbage and lettuce microgreens, if they were grown in verming compost, they had the better nutrition. But otherwise, they had better nutrition than the main crop or the crop grown. Cabbage grown generally in a routine way, and lettuce grown in a way. They had the better nutrition in that, and so is the case with others. And the nutrient dense vegetables, it has got n number of advantages. It improves the eyesight, diabetes, Alzheimer's, cancer, disease, and all that. You people know all that. So microgreens are very good. How do they look like? This microgreens, different type of microgreen. You see, you can add to it about 10, 12, or 13, 14, 15. How many you can add it? Take it from the crucifery and other families, even from the leguminaceae you can have it. See the legume, the pea fellow, our friend, pea, he is there. And then harvest your green when the true leaves appear. See here. So microgreen, I advocate. It is becoming popular. People should have in the doesn't need any space, etc. And we being in DRDO, we are advocating it for our Jawans, those who live in bunkers. Wherever the Jawan is living, he can found a cozy corner and have things like that by providing the extra covering and protection from the low temperature or whatever the adverse conditions are there. Then another new system, a huge subject, organic farming. I'm not going to dwell upon that, but it is good for human and animal health, and use of organic inputs in crop production is desirable, but it requires a huge land, huge input of organic matters that you have to consider. But it is picking up, being advocated not only by the public or somebody or public organization, but the government of India. Another funny but new system, an important one, is wearable garden made from moisture retention felt in which seeds are embedded. The project is essentially a wearable garden waste that grows crop nourished by bodily waste. She, though it looks like funny, but it's very important. When we send the ship to the space and the cosmonauts, etc., they need greens. This technology is quite useful because there is no space there in the spaceship. So we have to find the space, and here, not necessarily that the person should wear it, but any space which is can afford it, can have it, we can have the greens like that. The technology is very important. Deliberately, I have put it for your information. And then the I think few more slides. The agrovoltaic one, agrovoltaic vegetable production, where you can generate the electricity by using the photovoltaic. Most of you know it, how the electricity is generated. I need not to elaborate upon that, but you can have the vegetable in between. You have got earning from the electricity, you have got the earning from vegetable, and this is your Indian one, Jain irrigations. I have taken that slide from there. Crop are cultivated between the photovoltaic arrays, and below photovoltaic installations you can have the vegetables, and you can have other crops also. The roof garden I talked a little bit earlier, but see the Paris guys in Paris, rooftop garden. We can have a better garden than that in India, provided we take interest. See how potential it is, and the thousands and thousands of square miles, kilometer, or hectares roof are there in the country. We have got so many good buildings where the roofs are available, are awaiting for such type of gardens. Those who want to have only ornamental, they can have ornamental. Those who want to have the vegetable can have vegetable. Those who want to have a mix of that can have it. Then I made a mention about the precision farming. And precision farming, I told you in the beginning, because the time I have taken so long, so I'm hurrying up. The right thing or right time, at right place, in right amount is the mantra of precision farming. Everything right, the leveling, etc., all that, and everything the automated one. I mean, robotics are used in that. You have to program the things, and you have to use the data. With the data, you can stimulate, you can program it, and can have this precision farming is getting popular. And government of India is also promoting. They have got a department which is promoting throughout the country the precision farming. Then modern technologies in vegetable production can be number of them. I value omics coming up, Christmas cars, which has faced the Nobel Prize this year to the inventor. Then data mining, the data very important. Data mining, and we have to stimulate the model and use that. Then smart technology, some of them are listed here, but there are many. Climate is smart technologies, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, blockchain technologies, machine learning, drone, robot, and many more. There are a number of them. They are there. So whatever latest technologies are there, we have to use them and have the good medicine. So friends, sorry I have taken a little longer what was planned, but take home message for you, not many. The vegetables are important part of food and nutrition. Kindly remember that. Lot of expenditure is there to just educate the people on that they are important food and they are rich source of nutrition. That's going on. Then grow their nurseries, vegetable nurseries in soilless medium. My request to you, kindly propagate that idea, and you have got so many advantages of that. I need not to elaborate there. I covered in that. And then most of them have short shelf life. What most of them? Vegetables. Vegetables have short shelf life. So grow them locally using new system, what I all talked about. I've taken you more than 1 hour on that. These systems, kindly grow them locally. Either in your house, near your house, or near your farm, or near your town, whatever, but nearer. Then new system of vegetable production, such as soilless production in vertical system, meets most of the requirement, whatever requirements are there, the niche system are potential to have this local production and that. It is most efficient what this these production news is the vertical farming system. I have emphasized in this the vertical farming system. This vertical farming system is most efficient and profitable system, potential to meet future and present requirements of several vegetables in the country. With these words, I thank you all for the patient hearing. And tomorrow, as I told you, there is another webinar at 6 o'clock tomorrow on Zoom under that VNR Manthan, and the title is Vegetable Nursery Best Practice. It will be all nursery, including the grafting, etc. Emerging challenges, whatever the challenges are there, and modern management, how to manage that. Fantastic one. You will be benefited. Please do attend that. With these words, I thank you all to bear me for this period, and I'm thankful to Dr. Kalia and Mr. Shiv to just run the program nicely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for a very elaborate, nice, excellent, wonderful talk. I think the viewers must have been benefited. I'm sure that they will join me in giving big applause to Professor Singh, who has taken us to the new world of soilless vegetable farming. In the previous talk, that the first talk, we have been talking about how to breed nutrient-rich varieties. But here is the technology that how to raise the nutrient-rich different varieties of vegetable crops and naturally biofortified vegetable crops and make them reach at home, grow them on a dining table, and eat freshest possible. Dr. Singh has taken us to the world of nutritional security, that how we can become nutritionally secure, which is presently a problem in our country. But as he has already very rightly mentioned that we are increasing in number by 2030, by 2050, what would be the scenario? Land would be shrinking, where we will be growing most of our nutrient-rich crops to make our people nutritionally secure. So here is the world to which Professor Singh has exposed our viewers. I am hopeful that our viewers might have been benefited, and they will start thinking, churning out their mind. Many entrepreneurs which develop from within us, because this is a case of entrepreneurship. And as our Prime Minister is talking about every now and then, that we have to become Atmanirbhar, we have to become self-reliant. These are the technologies, because if we have nutrient-rich food, we can be healthy, our mind will work fast, and we can create more GDP for the country. And through these systems, we will have vegetables which will be quality-wise much more compared to the open-growing vegetables, where a lot of insect pest diseases will come, but indoor soilless culture system will give us quality-rich produce, and also that we can save upon spendings by using solar energy systems, and also we can grow crops through these system in those areas where soil problems are there, like salinity is there, alkalinity is there also people can have these farming systems, and that the uh, those problems can be taken care of, and also that the contaminants that in these crops, farmers use a lot of insecticide and pesticides through indoor culture. We get rid of those contaminant problem, and we will be safe and free from the pesticides residues, which cause a lot of problem in our society today. So I thank, and also that towards the end, in one of the slides, Professor Singh showed that how our brinjal, our native brinjal, can be grown following a social distancing system, which is required in pandemic period. So brinjal you saw growing in a social distancing system. So that is how the recent system in COVID era, how we can grow the crops following that system. So I thank Professor Singh profusely for having exposed us to this new world of farming, futuristic farming that we will say. And I hope that our consumers who are loving to grow pesticide free vegetables and they want to grow at their home, they'll be doing so, and entrepreneurship also in different areas will develop. Thank you, Professor Singh, for your elaborate and wonderful talk. Thank you very much. And thank you for this program.
So thanks everybody.
Thank you, sir.
And third talk will be on 17th October.
Announce.
Yes, sir.
Announce. On 17 October, there is a talk from Dr. Jagdish Singh, Director, Indian Institute of Veterinary, Indian Institute of Vegetable Sciences, Banaras. Indian Institute of Vegetable Sciences, Banaras. Dr. Jagdish Singh, please do attend. He will talk about the nutrition aspect of vegetable, bioactive constituents of vegetable, and vegetables are immunomodulators. He will talk on that. Please do attend that lecture. Yes, Shiv.
Thank you so much, sir. We have to wind up program.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Kalia.
Thank you,
Dr.
sir.
Shiv.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, we are leaving.